Excuse you. On. Okay, and then front is knit off. Wait, no, rumor has it, not really a rumor. Rumor has it that the Sorol box in July is, one of your patterns? Makuto, 90 streaks through stream? What? 30 seconds till ad break! Ooh, what did Blue do? All the pollen clogged your tear. Ooh. Ooh, Gnome. That is terrible. I hope that you're doing alright. Bro. I hate doing the Kitchener stitch. I mean, it's not really a rumor. I just kind of made it into one, and I am here for it. No, really, I can't wait. I bought the box because pure chaos of my life, right? I shall save and protect you, Blue. And then, of course, I forget what it said. Like, yeah. Allergies do suck, let me tell you. Yes, I totally did not bully you into putting the panda up, but yes, I did. Ad break! Starting here. Makuto, hello! We do have an ad break going. I'm just gonna sit here and do this during the ad break because my least favorite part. Ah, Blue, thank you for spoiling Jody. She deserves it.
Just sitting.
Hi, Jack.
She loves her.
It's good. She loves all animals.
Purring.
Oh, is it really? No, I'm excited. That's exciting. Normally, I do flip over to the BRB, but yeah. Yeah, what's the issue? Right? Right, Blue? Right? I mean, what?
I think I used to her.
She always does. There's the ad break. There we go. We're just gonna sit here and do this during the ad break. Nothing major. Hi, Maple. Did you just coo? Working through the ad break too? I don't blame you. You are not gonna chew on that. Don't be growling at her. Right, Blue? Right? 10 out of 10, I approve. Yes. Yes. So this is self-striping yarn. I got it from Jody. It's King Nat, I think? I can't remember. I have a second ball of it. And I got 2 size 13 foot mittens out of one skein of it. Hung up the nose. That's a mood. King Cole. I was close. I sang King Nat. Nat King Cole. Ma'am. Ma'am. Thank you. Ooh, did you call Blue naughty? Did you? Did you? I feel like you might have. Why are you dancing on my arm? Phone call. Strikes again. Gnome seems to always get a phone call when she's in my chat. It's kind of funny. Maple. Gnome waiting on a phone call? Never fear. If Zach's on, just jump in Zach's channel. Okay. Remind me where it is later, because I'm gonna dye Ada later. Kel, I'm dyeing your Ada later. I went to do it last night, but couldn't find the dye. Excuse you. Because for some reason, I lose everything. Yep. What are you looking for? Oh, the black thread. Whole cone of 310, lost and gone forever. Oh, my darling, all my stitcher. It's somewhere in my house. Was it not in my backpack? Ooh, welcome back, everybody, from that ad break. Normally I do get up, but, you know. Zippers and fasteners, yes. Maple, don't chew on that. That's metal. You're gonna break your teeth. We're almost done with this. Jeepers, why does this part take me so long? This is my least favorite part. And I have yet to figure out how to do toe up. So there's that. Ooh, also, I know I touched base on it on Tuesday, but people from Hope from the Day directly emailed me and asked me if I would, like, get in touch with them. So that I told them I would talk with them, but I want to make sure that everything, like, it's not like a trap thing. You can have that. Okay. I got one at work in my mailbox. Why? Yeah, I don't have a locker. I mean, I could have a locker if we knew where all the keys for the mailboxes were, but we don't. Is this the census? No. No. I filled out the stupid census. I better not get hit. Apparently in 2 years, there's going to be another one. I better not get that too. Right? Right, Blue? Normally it's every 10 years, but they're doing a trial thing to see if people will like these censuses better. I'm like, Hubbers, if they contact you, give them my phone number and I will tell them how much I loved filling out this census. They asked all this nonsense questions. I need a smaller needle to weave that in, but it's done. We did it. Kaput. No more. I am done. So we're gonna up that number. Heck yeah, everybody. Heck yeah, 55. What? Whose idea was that? Oh. That's purple. What's purple? Yeah.
I thought it was black.
I deserve a Twizzlers gummy. These are good. There's grape and cherry, peach and cherry, and lemonade cherry. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, she has lips. What?
They make gummies instead of like.
I love Cables and I love Intarsia. A lot. I actually told Jody Long that. Like Cables and Tarsia, you name it, I love it. She's watching you. Did she leave a mark on my face? Okay. I didn't think so. Kitty and baby girl's gonna want these. Oh, they're so cute!
I want a pair.
How to tame your dragon? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh! Oh, I need those. I like those. Those are pretty. We'll be on the lake, right? Oh, really? I am so gonna have to try those. Oh, really? So, I'm thinking that toe up, it's easier to get, like, more accurate if you can try them on, right? Also, I'm not sure if I'm liking this hook. It's bulky. And the vanilla one's top down because she has... Oh, really?
Oh, that doesn't.
Yes, it happened. I'm not sure if I like this hook, everybody. It's bulky. It's heavy. It's top heavy. Because it's stainless steel. Lady also specifically... Really, and I love self-striping yarn. I do. We have... Yodia helped you learn toe up, just couldn't do 2 at a time because cable was... Aw, that stinks. We got 29 units. Maple, do you think we'll win?
Okay, are you dying this?
It's already died. Yeah, that could go away for now. Did I hit play? Jeepers me. Thank you so much, each and every person. But not even 1 unit. On the battlefield. I mean, you just booped your nose 3 times with... No. No. I will put you in your pen. He's like, no, Mom. He'll learn. Yes. He messed up on it, then I fixed it, but then I messed up on it. Yeah. Yeah, you can put that in the cube for now. Maple? Huh? The hook? Yeah. You can put that on one of the magnets on my whiteboard there. Kitty ones, where you're tempted to try 2 at a time. Found that you don't like 2 at a time because the way you magic loop doesn't help. Spiral your knitting as you knit so. To the point where the cables end on each side shifts as you knit to... Ooh, that's a good idea. Ladywing Designs with 34 kills and 14 assists. Killing it. There are 2 winners, 8 gold for everyone. Evan himself with 2 gladiators and Shade with 2 monks. Excuse you, I will put you in the pen. Please pick that up. Thank you. Yeah, I can do flat things 2 at a time. So, like, the sleeves for Jody Long sweaters, I can. But anything else that's in the round, I can't. And I don't know why. My brain just does not compute. Version of Traveling Magic? Yeah, that makes sense. We got 30 minutes on the battle, if by chance you're playing. Put some units down. Put that in the bag under my sweatshirt. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like this hook. It's quite bulky. Like, quite bulky. Yes, isn't it? Yes, it is a furls. Like, it's heavy. It's heavy on this part. Like, I'm pretty sure if I normally crochet like this, it won't be as bad. But it's heavy. Especially since I'm more of a pencil grip compared to a knife grip. Yeah, it is quite heavy. I might have to switch to one of my other hooks. Yeah, I feel that. I really don't think I like it. Ooh, that's some bits. Ah, Drifty Allison, thank you for those bits. I appreciate them. Also, no treats will be given out for a couple weeks to Maple or the cats. The cats if they come around. But Maple because she is a little baby still. You are not chewing on my chair. Thank you. You can give her some treats. You can give those 2 treats if... Gnome! Were you waiting on a call? Because you came to the right place. Every time you're here, you get a phone call. Also, y'all, if you don't follow Naughty Gnome, you're missing out. It's a gnome-tastic place. And yes, I do think I'm punny. That is all. Hi, Mimi Logic. How's it going? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. If frills did wooden hooks down to the sizes you usually use, try them, but they only go down in the half metal ones. Yeah, those are heavy too. Yep. Was working late, didn't know when he would get off, nor that he would call. Aw. Done working. Yay, Urban. Yeah, I don't think I like this hook. It's heavy. And I can't seem to grip it how I want. Ooh, that's a stretch. Let me finish this round because after this round, I'm switching hooks. I'm going with my normal tulip ones. Those are in my drawer. Yes, it's all right. I know where they are.
Aren't they up there?
Oh, no, they're up there. No, those are knitting needles. Like, no, I know where they are. Oh, my computer drawer. I know exactly where they are. Gnome, that's a me problem. And apparently a you problem.
Oh.
Look, I knew where they were. Go figure, right?
They're both pink.
They are! Oh, my 4mm on my table. No, no, wait, yes. Yes, that one because it has a code on it. Oh, that's a 3. No, throw that up. 14 ice cream sandwiches this week? Yes! I am here for that. So my 4mm on my table somewhere. Anybody can guess where? You can throw it out. Okay, I gotta put her in her pen for a little bit. Sounds it right? Bad storms. Ooh, yuck. She might bark. Because she does not like being in there.
Big egg.
No, she only escaped once. That's a 2.5. The other one was a 3. You throw it. Oh, where's my 4? I'm missing a crochet hook.
Right there.
Where? No, that's a 2.5. 2.5. What? Where did I just see my 3? Yep, that's my. You want to see my babies? The elephants. Oh, I found it. I don't know why it was out like that, but it was. It's the chocolate I can eat. Oh, yuck. 2 sounds over? Gnome, stay safe. But yeah, that hook seems quite heavy. Liz, I know you were talking about the pearls there. Yeah, they're heavy.
Top heavy?
This side heavy. $1. Yes?
Get lost.
Get lost?
It'll
You just...
probably get lost.
Probably. I'll find it when I don't need it. Spent the afternoon suffering from allergies to secure everything. Ooh, yuck. Gnome, that stinks.
Put it in your first Monday.
For this Monday? Yes. Do you have a meet on Monday?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was trying to give her an extra meat this week. I'm like, you have one Friday. She goes, no, I don't. Get lost, I'm lost, right?
The moth potato did it.
What do you think I'm doing?
Oh, you are!
She gets her blonde hair from me.
I don't have one next one. I have it.
Okay.
I'll talk.
Okay, thank you.
Those are...
I know they are. Fallen for a couple days. Ugh. That's good though. Oh, yes, I saw it and now I want and I can't wait. Kels, hold on. Kels. Guess what I'm using?
I have them.
Yes.
I don't think it's on your table.
It's what I'm using. It came quick. I swear, it came really quick and I'm okay with it. Y'all go visit Kels.
I found it.
You found what? Where was it?
Right there.
Okay. Whatever.
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck, Queen V Crafty. Hello, you beautiful person. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. I saw somebody post something. Yeah. It's Kels mug. All hands on deck. Whoa. And play in the mud. Oh my gosh. Play in the mud. Queen V, hello. Welcome on in. I hope all is well in both of your corners of the world. It was a double raid. Well, Shunny, hello. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. Things been better than they had been for some. Sure. Aw. I am doing well. Last week was hard for me. This week is a lot better. Arnold, hi G Arnold. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. Because it was. But Queen V and Play in the Mud. How are you? I hope your streams were both fantabulous. Happy Thursday. It's almost Friday. What were you working on? Oh, yeah. Queen V, let me tell you. Raiders, will you raid? Right? Hi, Music Geekery. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. If you don't know me, hello. I'm Zakayla, Zach, Mama Zach. Call me dude. It's alright. I answer. One of my boys will call me, hey girl, and I am like, yeah. Oh, for one of my other cops. I'm a variety crafter here on Twitch. Variety crafter, I do a large variety of mainly fiber arts. Yeah. It does. Playing the Mud is amazing at pottery. I don't know what that strings to, but we're gonna grab the bowl anyways. I have not one but two of her yarn bowls, and I love each of them. Right there. This was the first one I got from her. And then I have a pink one with a white face because, yes, I need another one. Now, I'm thinking about the color, though. It might be blue. And I do use them. Not just for storage. Those are actually on standby right now. 10 out of 10, I approve. Play in the Mud. Go follow them. You can even custom your colorings. And then Queen V does. Open 2 kilns today. Petted cats. Very productive. Oh, we normally have Maple out, but she's sleepy right now. Maple's my new puppy. Little bit of sadness. My dog of 11 years passed away about 2 weeks ago now, and that's why I took last week off. Hovers knew exactly what I needed, even though I didn't think I did, and he bought me a puppy. Yeah, I was a hot mess for a minute, but it's alright. She tried not to show that she was in pain. And we go pick her up tomorrow. I had her hydro cremated. So she gets to come home tomorrow. Maple has been so amazingly, like, perfect for me. So, she has helped me so much. For 2 days, I did nothing. I lurked around in chats. That's all I did. And then the third day, Hebbers was like, let's go. Actually, it was Tuesday night. Or Monday night, after we got home from bowling. He's like, okay, tomorrow we're gonna go set up the plan, stuff like that. Yeah. Got work to do, don't want to get stirred up. That's a mood. And thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Tonks was a huge part of not only my life, but stream. And I messed up. How did I mess up on something that I don't even have a pattern for? Well, I increased in the wrong spot. But enough of the sadness. Maple is my new puppy. She is about 9 weeks old. I brought her home a week ago, Tuesday. Yeah. Yes, go do it. Do it. And she has been such a great thing. Belly hurts? Aww. Yes, I can. Yes, it's a newer thing for pets. Nominee. Aw, thank you so much. She is such a sweetheart, too. She's normally in my lap, but I think she was getting too antsy and needed to lay in her bed. Yeah, so we're by a college that specializes in a lot of vet stuff. They actually, if I was a resident of that county, or one of my kids was a student there, they could actually be my dog's vet, but unfortunately, can't be. But, yeah, that's where I took her. What made me pick the name Maple? I will show you. I love anime. If you could see the front of my cabinets here, tons of anime. No, that's alright, Queen V. So, one of my favorite animes is Bofuri. And this is Maple. Right, this is Maple. This is Syrup, Maple's pet. Plus, Maple has the coloring of maple syrup. So, yes. Yeah. It works. And she's sweet. You don't want to be gooder? That's alright. What do you want? Have some jelly bean. Because those aren't open. Also, Jody, this is all that's left over from the foot mittens. This is... So what I'm gonna do is actually probably use this as either leaders, if needed, for the spindles. Or as the ties, if needed. Gosh, I can't move my chair up. I need a larger chair, everybody. Is the dining room picked up?
Yeah,
okay. Cheddar it is. Yes. Beginning of right.
I mentioned twice now.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Actually, I was thinking about starting them soon-ish. Also, be tuned in on Saturdays because, yeah, we might have a guest star coming on. Not just Maple. What's this? Am I going to break out in hives? Probably. Macrame hanging chairs, but does she base and... Ooh, yes. I like it. I like it, Jaded. Why am I not under... Why am I moving? There we go. That's better. Like, I don't even know what's going on. It's my stream. Whoever's just gave me a Casbar. It's chocolate caramel, and I kind of want to eat it, but I'm not sure. At the moment. I ate dinner a little while ago. I can't count. I figured it out. Oh, eat.